Hello friends, Patrick here, and today it's not so much a technology or gaming peripheral video so much as a little bit about the technology and how it's affecting our lives. Now, it's very popular nowadays, things like eBay, Gumtree, to be buying things online all the time. And there are scams, and we are warned left, right, and center about scams and how they work. You know, there's the phishing scams where they try to get your information with websites that look like legitimate websites. So they send you emails saying your, Apple account has been accessed from a weird location, Vietnam or something like that. If you're in Australia, you're not in Vietnam, you haven't been. And then it says, click here to put in your password or reset your password. And what it ends up doing is taking you to a website where they know the password you put in, take it to the back end, and then suddenly they've got your details and they steal your identity or whatever, bank account. The Australian Post emails do that a lot, where they might even install malware with pop-ups saying, call this number 1-800 because your PC is infected. So lots of little things like that. And obviously there are phone call scams where they call up and they say, well, I'm from Telstra and you owe us $800. Pay now over the credit card or we will cut off the phone bill. And obviously they might not even know who you are. So some of the things you might want to look out for is, do they know your exact details? Do they know your name? Because sometimes an email might come in and say, dear user, or dear PayPal buyer or seller, or something like that. Now, then that goes into more deeper scams, where the love scams, where there's somebody in Argentina, Uruguay, South Africa, where it says, poor man, prince. I know we've all seen those ones where he's got $1 million and needs to move that money because he's generous or something. Give us your bank account, or give us a $200 donation and we'll kick back some amount to you because of lawyers and things like that. And there's a video out there, and I'll link it in the description or in here, of a guy who did this epic troll, or rather, he followed up on a scam and continued conversing with the scammer. And actually, it's funny, something like that happened to me, and I want to explain what happened. It was definitely a scam from what I can see, and I'll tell you a little bit of the background. So, if you may notice in the background of some of my videos, there is a little German Shepherd walking around. So, me and my wife decided we wanted a dog, and we've both had German Shepherds in our life, so we love those dogs, and we were looking for a German Shepherd breeder to buy from. We didn't want a show dog because they're around $3,500, $3,000, and you know, they come with all sorts of problems sometimes. If you know about the breed, you may know about how the show dogs are inbred sometimes. Don't take it as a gospel. I'm just seeing what I've read, telling you guys. So if there's somebody who's a breeder, don't get angry. Just whatever, ignore it. Anywho, when you go online, you look at Gumtree for people selling puppies. You know, those usually the backyard breeders. Now, they're not that bad. It's usually the ones that are a puppy mill, where they keep breeding, and usually they just sell them left, right, and center. But a backyard breeder who is usually, you know, okay with dogs, does it once a year or once every couple of years, and those dogs are usually okay. So you might look online, you might go through Gumtree, you might go through other websites in Australia. There are some really weird websites that I haven't heard of until I started looking for a dog. And because not everybody knows Gumtree, and it's very popular, and it's, you know, it's just, they might pop it on a different website just because somebody else mentioned it that they've sold their dogs there, or at their website might be special for dogs or cats or animals, maybe even specific animals. Now, a German Shepherd breed is not the rarest, but it is fairly expensive. So seeing a very cheap German Shepherd is usually alert that that something's not quite right. So while we were looking, we did find lots of breeders, lots of home breeders who were offering a dog that is not a show dog, it's just a family dog. And we did go with one eventually, and obviously got our dog, Vala. But the person that I contacted once on the website, they said they had a litter of 2, and they were, you know, going away. Now, I contacted this person, and I'm going to read you guys out what went down in our conversation with this scammer. And it's made me so angry that they were using animals as a reason to scam people, and one of the things that happens is usually you have a heartfelt response to an unfortunate situation of a pet or an animal, and it's usually how scammers play on those feelings. So I contacted a lot of breeders asking them, and they actually ask you a lot of questions as the potential buyer and the potential owner of their pets or their puppies that they come to love. And usually these questions consist of, how big's your house? What kind of backyard you have? Are you able to care for this dog? Because some breeds do need a lot more care than others. So I contacted a lot of breeders, asking them, about the dog, about their history, and, if there's actually any available. And usually, most of the time I was disappointed that they were already sold before it was time for them to leave their mother. So it was quite a strange thing when you're looking for a dog. You didn't think it would be so hard. You'd think you go to a breeder and get them like that, like you go to a puppy store and you can buy a pet store, and you can buy a puppy off there. Just a general breed of a dog, and usually they're quite expensive, and that's where the puppy mill gets in. Some stores say, oh, we want more dogs, they get them in. But anyway, that's not what this conversation. It's about scams and how they use people's love of animals. And I contacted this one person called Millie, and I said, hi Millie, I'm wondering if you've got any puppies for sale, female German Shepherds. And she said, this is her reply, and I'll read you out as I go. She said, hello, nice reading from you and the interest regarding my puppies. Now I'll literally read it word for word. Sorry to interrupt there, but I will read it word for word, so mind the grammar here. I have just 2 puppies remaining, 13 weeks old. Nani, the male, and Nina, the female. They are house trained and potty trained. Wow, that's awesome. They are well socialized with kids and other house pets like cats, birds, dogs, etc. They are registered, veterinary checked, and vaccinated. But before approving your home for my puppies, I would like to ask you some questions. Fair enough, that's what other breeders have been asking. She says, where exactly are you located? Are you a breeder? Do you have kids? Give me a description of your living environment. Have you been keeping pets, or is this your first experience? And then she goes on to say, sorry for too many questions, but I just want to be sure that my puppies will be going to the right home. Hope to read from you soon. Now when I saw this message, I was like, okay, general breeder asking some good questions, happy to answer back. And she numbered them 1 to 5, and I answered back my suburb in Western Australia. I'm not a breeder, I'm after a pet. No kids, young couple, just, in a house or whatever. We have a fenced off backyard, front yard, and a nice area around with, parks and whatnot. And we have owned dogs before in the past with our families. And I said, we had a Swiss and West German working line dog, which is, maybe I was exaggerating there. We did have them, but I'm just saying that I know what type of dogs, maybe just to make sure the breeder kind of thinks I'm not talking shit about knowing German Shepherds, but I added in there. And she replies fairly quickly, within half an hour, to this very, very long email. So strap in for the lols. Thanks for the mail and the answers to my questions. I most let you know how happy I am reading from you, and I most also say I have found a true owner of my puppies. Aww. These puppies are so precious in life in such a way that I will give all my entire health just to adopt them into a good home. A home that can treat them as their own children. Shower them with the type of love and affection they have never seen in their lives before. So you weren't showering them with love and affection? The puppies will be coming along with all their papers, vet checks, and some play toys. What a bonus, my friends. The reason why I have decided to look a new home for my babies is because thieves attacked me and my husband 1 month ago and gunned him dead, leaving me pregnant. That's living, not leaving. And now I am able to give birth to my first child and will not be able to take proper care of these puppies. So that is the reason why I have decided to relocate them. At this point I said, what the hell is going on here? First of all, it's Australia. How many guns are here? So gun him down. It's not really much of a thing, but okay. I already figured out at this point, this is dodgy, and I'm not gonna go ahead with it, but there is more. She goes on to say, due to what occurred to me and my late husband, our doctor relocated me here in bracket, 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 Darwin, bracket, 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 bracket. There's too many brackets here, already confusing here. So this is where I will be sending the puppies. Now I'm kind of thinking this is a scripted thing and somebody's put brackets to put in the town near the person or whoever's, there. So you are going to pay just for the transportation fee of these puppies to be transported over to your location. Transportation cost for one puppy is $400. Transportation cost of both puppies is $650. In order to proceed with the delivery of these puppies over to your home, I shall need your full delivery address since we are not in the same city. To first get the puppies legally registered under your names and also book the next available flight to your location. This full delivery address includes your full name, blah-de-blah, your house, valid phone number, city postal, and nearest airport of your location. Now, nobody says that when they know that you're in Western Australia. They'd be like, yeah, Perth Airport, okay, or Jandakot Airport. Like, it's pretty obvious. Even if you're from Darwin, you can just look on the map and be like, oh yeah, there's, whatever. With all this information, I'm going to start with the registration of the puppies under your names and addresses. As soon as I am done with that, I'm going to then let you know how the transportation of puppies will proceed. Thanks and waiting for your reply. God bless you. And my friends, that was my conversation with Millie. And you know what? I'd feel bad if it was true, but come on. Who does that? You just say, look, I'm falling, my husband recently died, falling pregnant. It would be more reasonable if they didn't put so much effort in telling that thieves attacked them and things like that. But this is what the elderly people get caught up with when they get emails from scammers in Nigeria and whatnot. And this is the sort of stuff they play on. They play on your emotions, and I think that's really the most nastiest things. If you end up clicking a banner and getting a virus, that's your fault. But if somebody starts playing on your emotions of love of dogs, because people who are looking at this website or this search where you want to buy are people who want a dog. And this is quite sad that I see here. And guys, if you're ever doing anything like that, buying anything, if they ask you for money first, it is a scam. If they say you need to pay something first, it's a scam. If you're ever sending out your CVs for a job and they say you need to first pay for you to get a job or be listed on, it's a scam. Obviously, except, like look at Seek. You don't pay. The person who wants to find an employee, the employer pays to put their advert on. They never charge the employee or the person looking for a job. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Just a little experience I had about scammers, and hope you enjoyed it. Hope it was a little bit funny. And just a big warning, guys. Be careful on the internet. It's a big, dodgy place out there. And I'll catch you in another video. Hopefully more tech related.